Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Community members on San Antonio's South Side rallying together to raise money for funeral expenses and funds for 4 young children who are without their mother tonight.
That support poured into a plate sale in honor of Neda Tejerina, a woman shot and killed during a standoff almost a week ago. Here's how our loved ones remembered her life.
The community donated everything, so nobody spent $1 on this. You know, just that itself says how much of a great person Neda was.
Loved ones filled the property of the Jacarandas nightclub off of West Malone Avenue Sunday afternoon, raising thousands of dollars with a plate sale. A live DJ and plenty of food dedicated to 29-year-old Neda Tejerina, a woman who many say was always the life of any party.
She was so happy all the time. She was so loud. She was just like nobody else can match her energy.
They say Tejerina had an outgoing spirit who loved everyone, especially her 4 children.
And that's what makes this situation way more sad.
Sadly, that dark Monday night on Roosevelt Avenue, Tejerina was shot and killed in front of 3 of those young children, including her 3-month-old baby. It happened during a standoff that started after San Antonio police say her common-law husband, Angel Sanchez, threatened to kill her and himself.
I never thought that he would take it this far. I never thought it would go this far.
At one point during the hostage situation, police say they tried to get Tejerina to leave the apartment, but she refused to leave her 3 children.
She was always just in that protective motherly instinct mode.
Finally, police say Sanchez came out after multiple times and pointed a gun at officers, causing them to open fire on him. Tejerina later found unresponsive with a gunshot wound inside. Family and friends hope Tejerina's story reminds anyone who may find themselves in a domestic violence situation that there is help out there.
Unfortunately, it happened to her, but I know her story is going to make a powerful impact.
Again, Chief William McManus stated that physical evidence showed the gunfire from police may have contributed to Tejerina's death, but medical examiner has not made that official. Sanchez was taken to the hospital in critical condition after he was shot. He's facing 3 counts of aggravated assault on a public servant.
Your heart starts beating and everything racing and just racing here, you know, just thinking of everything, 22 years here.
That West Side homeowner remembering a few weeks back to the day he got the call that his house was on fire, his dogs still inside. The night team's John Paul Barajas caught up with him today to find out how his pups are doing and what's next now that his house is no more.
Over 2 decades of good times and memories in Richard Escamilla's home torched. Now, a week after the blaze, it's been demolished as well for safety reasons. But the sight of it being ripped apart by the fire still plays in his head.
Just roaring up through the top, and I could just see part of the roofs collapsing. I can see the firemen going in there, the smoke coming up. The main thing was the dogs. I mean, I knew they were in there.
With the roof collapsing, he began to fear the worst. Then, nearly an hour and a half into crews working the blaze,
someone over the radio saying there are dogs underneath the bed, and all the neighbors were just like, they're alive.
He explains firefighters asked him to go inside and help them get the dogs out. The home still smothered by smoke.
When I came in, they were still fighting a little bit of fire. She was underneath that table, and then, you know, she couldn't breathe and she couldn't get up. And when I went down there to get her, the Chihuahua buddy, he stuck his nose out from underneath the bed.
Escamilla says although his house is gone, he's blessed no one was hurt and that his furry family has been nursed back to health.
My wife loves them dearly like kids, and I can imagine being here today without them.
There we go.
Escamilla says that he's lucky he has insurance and he plans to rebuild. He also said that his neighbor who owns a plumbing company has said that he will donate labor to help get the job done. As for the cause of the fire, that remains undetermined. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
John Paul, thank you. Another fire kicking off today's other top stories, this one deadly. It happened early this morning at a building which used to be Sergio's Molino, a Mexican restaurant in the 600 block of Ruiz Street on the west side. Firefighters say that they tried to get into the building after they found out someone may have been inside, but they say the flames and the heat were too intense for entry. Once the fire was out, firefighters said that they found a 65-year-old man unresponsive. The man was carried outside by fire crews who tried to save his life, but were unsuccessful. Investigators said that they believe the man killed in the fire was the restaurant's owner.
Well, right now I'm a little bit numb. You know, it really hasn't hit me. I'm thinking he's still in there, you know, but because, you know, we were close. We were real close.
The cause of the fire is unknown and is still being investigated.
A shootout leaves at least one injured on the northeast side overnight. It was around 1:40 this morning in the 5500 block of Castleaway Drive near Windcrest when police say two groups of people in a neighborhood exchanged gunfire. One person was hit, their condition unknown tonight. Police say they found several guns on both sides of the street, along with a large number of shell casings and bullet holes in vehicles. It's unclear what led to the shootout. Witnesses were questioned, but police say they were uncooperative. That investigation ongoing tonight.
A woman is recovering in the hospital after she was shot overnight. Police say it happened around 1 a.m. in the 9400 block of Quicksilver Road near Petranco Road on the west side. We're told that the woman was outside a home when a vehicle drove by and someone in that vehicle shot her in the arm. Officers say that she was taken to the hospital. Though her condition is unclear tonight, police are now trying to figure out why this happened, but have not given no description of the vehicle or revealed any possible motives.
In another shooting today, leaving a 3-year-old boy wounded, police calling this one an accident. It happened at a restaurant near South New Braunfels and Southeast Military. Officers say the boy's mom tossed her purse onto a chair, causing a gun inside that purse to fire. They say the bullet struck metal on the chair and pieces of the chair then hit the boy's ear. He was taken to the hospital and police expect him to be okay. We're told the mother is not facing any charges.
Outside with live cam tonight. Well, not all of us saw rain today, but those that did likely experienced some really heavy rain, possibly some gusty winds, frequent lightning as well. We had some isolated to scattered thunder showers out there this afternoon and this evening, even tonight. Taking a quick look at radar here, we've got a few lingering showers and non-severe storms out there, and we'll carry a lower end chance of rain through the overnight hours and early Monday morning. But as we get into mid-morning, midday tomorrow, rain chances will climb once again, and we're actually looking at a higher chance of rain for more of us as we start the work week on Monday, with some scattered showers and storms returning to the forecast tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk more about that and get you ready for the week ahead coming up shortly. Daphne?
Katie, thank you. Now, if you wanted to make it as a female gymnast, the Caroli Ranch in the Huntsville area was the place to train.
But after a shameful chapter in history, the question now turns to the future of that facility.
With the Tokyo Olympic Games underway, Joel Ozenbaum with our sister station KPRC in Houston is taking a closer look at the new owner of that ranch.
Deep inside Walker County's woods, it's a long, bumpy road to get there. In fact, it's hard to believe that for decades, this was the path to Olympic gold.
There were school buses several times a week coming up and down the road.
She has done the best vault of her life.
There it is.
She did it. What a moment for American gymnastics.
At the Caroli Ranch, they bred champions. They practically minted gold medals. Mary Lou Retton trained here. Simone Biles trained here. The Carolis pumped out so many champions. In 2011, the U.S. Olympic Committee named this place its official Olympic training site for women's gymnastics. A 2,000-acre ranch in the middle of nowhere, but its famous founders have now moved away, and their namesake ranch has just sold to a new owner more interested in the property's future than its past. And it's a shameful past. This is one of the places where the former team doctor sexually abused elite gymnasts.
It is hard to believe that this sprawling, eerily quiet, largely vacant training facility was once the epicenter of U.S. women's gymnastics. And the stories you hear now.
It was dirty, they weren't fed well, they didn't have privacy, the bathrooms were disgusting.
There was never any cell service, so I couldn't really talk to my parents because the service was super poor.
Katie Nakamura, who holds 2 world gymnastics titles, trained at Caroli Ranch over several summers, starting at age 11. She was not a victim of abuse. But other elite gymnasts say the dismal conditions at the ranch left them vulnerable to abuse. The kids who camped here had very little contact with the outside world.
The thread that is most common is that these young women describe it as a place of horror.
Michelle Simpson-Teagle represents more than a dozen gymnasts in a civil lawsuit against USA Gymnastics.
I had clients who were self-harming before they had to go because they wanted to avoid it.
There is no corroborated evidence of any criminal conduct by Bella or Marta Caroli.
To be crystal clear about it, the Carolis, Bella and Marta, both 78 years old, are being sued by former gymnasts, but have not been charged with a crime.
You know, they were fully exonerated. There was a criminal investigation in Walker County, and no evidence was turned up that they had anything to do with the molestation that occurred.
Caroli Ranch closed as a training center in 2018. And just weeks ago, the entire property was sold to a local lumber company for $6 million. That company declined to speak with us about their plans for the ranch. But gymnastics most likely isn't part of the plan. And Bella and Marta Caroli have already moved out. In fact, their attorney says they've moved back to Romania.
They're not in the best of health, and it requires a lot of upkeep out at that ranch, and they couldn't do it anymore.
For the Caroli Ranch, it spells the end of the line. But for the kids who were victimized here, it's not over yet.
I really am hoping that whoever did something like that to any of those girls, I hope they are held accountable.
The former USA Gymnastics president is accused of removing documents from the Caroli Ranch. Walker County's charged Stephen Penny with tampering. His attorney declined to comment as his case is still pending.
As the country grapples with the surge in the Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus, Dr. Anthony Fauci believes the lockdowns the country saw last year are not likely to return, though he warned things will get worse. The latest when the Nightbeat continues. With cases of the coronavirus hitting levels not seen in months, the push is on to get millions more Americans vaccinated.
On Sunday, the White House saying the country is seeing a steady increase in vaccinations since July 5th. Here's ABC's Elwin Lopez with the latest.
The Delta variant continues to spread across the country. The U.S. topping 100,000 cases Saturday for the first time since early February. Hospitalizations also on the rise. Austin, Texas, a city of 2.3 million people, has less than 10 ICU beds available.
Those people who are unvaccinated, they're being overwhelmed by this and having to go into our ICUs.
Now growing concerns for children, many not yet eligible for the vaccine. In Louisiana, a Baton Rouge Children's Hospital treating 11 kids with COVID, 6 in intensive care.
Some of them need breathing tubes, and some of them, even just putting the breathing tubes in is not enough.
And Florida now seeing its highest single-day increase in cases since the pandemic began. Health officials in Palm Beach County say many getting vaccinated Saturday at a mobile event were young people.
COVID's really heating up, and I think it's really important that, my kids get vaccinated.
Dr. Anthony Fauci doesn't think we'll see a repeat of the lockdowns we saw last year, but warned things will get worse.
The unvaccinated, by not being vaccinated, are allowing the propagation and the spread of the outbreak, which ultimately impacts everyone.
The U.S. is seeing some positive trends in getting people to roll up their sleeves. On Saturday, the White House touting 4 straight days of more than 700,000 vaccines being administered. Meanwhile, as the country continues to grapple with the virus, millions of Americans are facing possible homelessness now that the federal eviction moratorium that was put in place last year to help people stay in their homes through the pandemic has expired. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
Moving on to weather now, and some of us seeing some rain, even some heavy rain today.
Yeah, my phone was going off about the rain nearby.
With weather alerts, yes. We had one severe thunderstorm warning for a period of time near Canyon Lake. That was for some smaller hail and also some gusty winds. We also had a flash flood warning for places like Bernie down to Fair Oaks Ranch and Leon Springs. Both of those warnings have expired, but we'll continue to carry a chance for some rain through the overnight hours. Higher rain chances, though, tomorrow tomorrow. Here is the overall setup. We're going to jump into radar quickly, but I want to show you the overall weather setup here. There's actually a weak frontal boundary that is stalled up to our north tonight. During the day tomorrow, it is going to make a good amount of southward progress and head our direction. And it's really this frontal boundary that's going to act as kind of a trigger for some more rain for us over the next couple of days, mainly for our area. That's going to be tomorrow. So that's what we've got going on. This front, though, isn't going to do anything for us in terms of temperatures, really, except bring us some rain-cooled air. It's just going to provide a little bit of lift, keep us unsettled for the next couple of days, and that will continue to spur our rain chances here. So I want to set my extra clicker down really quickly, and we'll take a look at live radar here. Starting off with our westernmost counties, things have really settled down off to the west. We've got a lingering shower right on the Uvalde-Kinney County line. That is fizzling out. Things are quiet out in Edwards and Valverde County, so we'll switch back to our closer radar site here in New Braunfels. Switching over quickly, there we go. And we've got some lingering activity. It's certainly not as busy as it was several hours ago, but some of these thunder showers continue to linger on, mainly because we've got some more outflow boundaries bouncing around out there. Those outflow boundaries can help to spark new shower and thunderstorm development. And it's still plenty warm and humid outside. So with those boundaries bouncing around, a slightly unstable air mass, some of these thunder showers continue tonight at this hour. We do have what looks like a non-severe storm with some lightning here in the northern portion of Kendall County, and also a storm right around Kerrville. Kerrville, that's not severe, but it's producing several lightning strikes and has some heavy rain with it as well. And in around San Antonio and Bexar County, just a couple of little very light showers out there, and plenty of cloud cover. We'll keep skies mostly cloudy tonight. I want to put this in motion just so you can see again how this is moving. Kind of erratic. They're popping up and then falling down on themselves pretty quickly. So just keep in mind, overnight tonight, we will carry a chance for some of these isolated showers and non-severe storms. But for most of us, things are just going to be warm, stuffy, and mostly cloudy through the overnight hours. I'll go ahead and tell you, as we look at this Futurecast model, our high-resolution models have a really hard time with setups like this. When we have these outflow boundaries bouncing around, they have a really hard time nailing those down. So don't stay committed to exactly where there's rain and when. Just know overnight we'll carry a low chance for some isolated showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two. Temperature-wise, overnight 70s, mid to upper 70s for a lot of us, and it'll be pretty stuffy. So early in the day tomorrow, chance of some isolated rain. As we start to heat up tomorrow afternoon with that front dropping in from the north, some more of those outflow boundaries bouncing around during the heat of the day, we'll see another scattering of some showers and storms develop just like today. Any storms that do get going could be on the stronger side with some gusty winds, some heavy rain and frequent lightning. A look at your temperatures tomorrow afternoon. There will be a bit of a spread because of this weak frontal boundary, so a bit warmer off to the south and to the east. And keep in mind, when you do get some rain, you'll likely have that rain-cooled air, so that could easily take your temperatures even into the upper 70s for a brief period of time. So temperatures could be a little erratic tomorrow. After tomorrow, our rain chances do take a steady decline through the middle part of the week, and they'll become more isolated Wednesday on. 80 now at the airport, 76 in Kerrville. It's very, very muggy out there, so that's why things will be staying stuffy tonight. Our winds, for the most part, are light, just about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that's where they'll stay through the overnight hours. So 75. Our morning low, 20% chance of an isolated thunder shower. And then tomorrow, as we get to midday, the afternoon, a better chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. We'll be here to keep you updated. If you've got a lot of errands to run, you'll be out tomorrow. Make sure you have that KSAT weather app handy so you get the latest info right in the palm of your hand, guys.
Always being prepared. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you, Katie. Rent is due now that the federal eviction moratorium has expired. What that means for those behind on payments, coming up at 10:30 after a preview of Instant Replay. That's next. KSAT 12 Sports sits down with the face of the franchise tonight, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. With more on what's on Instant Replay tonight, let's take you live to Southern California and our Greg Simmons.
All right, thanks a lot, Sam. And we have the play of training camp so far coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay live from California and Texas.
Just to be back out here, in the full swings, full participant in training camp, and not thinking about my leg.
He's coming off the worst injury of his career and 9 months of surgery and rehabilitation to work his way back onto the field. Tonight we go one-on-one with Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, who opens up about not just the physical challenges he has faced over the last year, but the mental aspect as well, and the insight he shares with Simone Biles after she pulled out of the Olympics for mental health reasons. And it's a play of training camp so far, and it comes from the top two rookies from last season. CeeDee Lamb on offense, Trayvon Diggs on defense. A preview, we hope, of what's to come this coming season. And star running back Ezekiel Elliott having a little fun with the fans. And what's next for Team USA as they storm back from their loss to France with back-to-back wins before facing Spain on Tuesday in the quarterfinals? And David Robinson's son is on the Spurs Summer League roster as they prepare for their games in Utah. All that plus the Gold Cup final between the USA and Mexico tonight. And when do you think Texas and Oklahoma will actually join the SEC? Tonight you decide. Instant Replay is live, and it's after the Nightbeat.
All right, Greg, thanks very much, and we'll be right back. It's the start of a new month, which means rent is due, but millions of Americans who are behind on their rent could soon be evicted, as the federal moratorium preventing that has come to an end. John Lawrence explains.
The United States is hurtling toward a housing crisis.
We can't work, we can't pay.
More than 11 million people are currently late on their rent payments, and soon they could be out of their homes.
Not only do I expect to see mass evictions across the country and filings, I also expect to see all of those cases that are currently on hold immediately move forward and widespread eviction in all of those cities and states where tenants were being protected from the federal moratorium.
Democratic lawmakers failed to get enough votes to extend the ban on evictions for non-payment of rent, which the CDC imposed last September. The moratorium expired Saturday. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says state and local governments should use the Emergency Rental Assistance Program to help residents. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin says he agrees.
First of all, the money's already there, as you said. Why didn't it go out the door? I can't tell you that. But to put blame on anybody right now, let's fix that and make sure that we're able to use the money for the purpose it was appropriated for.
In the meantime, under-pressure landlords are getting ready to file eviction papers in local court.
I've had one apartment director who has told me that he manages multiple units in different complexes. He's told me he's bringing in just him alone over 300.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Making headlines around America, deputies in Baton Rouge, Louisiana say one person was killed and 4 others injured by a man who went on a crime spree across the city this morning. The sheriff says it all started at a home where the suspect allegedly stabbed his mother and grandmother, that grandmother dying at the scene. After the stabbings, the sheriff says the suspect, 28-year-old Aaron Morgan, fled to a nearby supermarket where he tried to steal a car. He's also accused of shooting 3 people there, including a mother and a daughter.
Thank God this happened right here at Ochsner Urgent Care, because the people here at Ochsner Urgent Care rendered aid to all of these individuals, and they've all been transported to the local hospital. We think they're all 3 in stable condition, the last word we had.
Morgan eventually did steal a vehicle, leading authorities on a chase until he was shot by a deputy. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
In nearby New Orleans, 5 people were hurt in a shooting on Bourbon Street in the city's French Quarter. It was just after 2 p.m. when police say there were 5 people shot. No other specifics have been given, but police did detain at least 1 person in connection with the shooting. No word on the condition of any of the victims. It's unclear what led to the shooting. Police say the investigation is ongoing.
Meanwhile, in Lexington, Kentucky, we're awaiting details on another shooting which also left 5 injured. Authorities there say it happened in the city's downtown area around 9:15 last night. Once officers arrived, they say they found the 5 victims with gunshot wounds. One of them, they say, was life-threatening. No word on what led to the shooting or if there are any suspects.
Another look outside with live cam tonight. We've got mainly a lot of high clouds out there after some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening. A few lingering storms out there currently. We'll take another look at radar coming up very shortly. High temperatures today here at the airport, 97, right at average for this time of year. Also a high of 97 in New Braunfels and even the Hill Country. You got into the low to mid 90s before storms rolled through earlier in the day. Now we're in the 70s and 80s, 92 in Laredo. The rest of us, though, in the 70s and 80s. And overnight, we'll see temperatures gradually fall into the mid to upper 70s. And we're going to hang on to a 20% chance for some isolated showers and non-severe storms. Higher chance of rain kicks in later in the day on Monday. We'll talk more about that and get you another look at your full forecast for the week ahead coming up. Samuel.
Thanks very much, Katie. And the United States adding to its medal count today in Tokyo.
That's right. The women bringing home 2 more medals in gymnastics, the men earning medals in the pool. Here's ABC's Mark Remillard with a look at some of the latest highlights from the Olympics.
U.S. gymnast Michaela Skinner winning a silver medal on vault, a competition she wasn't expecting to take part in when she arrived in Tokyo. The 24-year-old was tapped to compete after Simone Biles withdrew from the competition.
This has seriously been such an honor to be able to step in for Simone and be able to win this medal.
Suni Lee won the bronze medal in the uneven bars, her 3rd medal after winning gold in the individual all-around and silver in the team final. Biles, a 6-time Olympic medalist, announcing she's withdrawing from another event, the floor exercise, leaving her with only one more possible chance to compete in these games, the balance beam. Swimmer Caleb Dressel is departing the Tokyo Olympics with 5 gold medals, the star sprinter setting an Olympic record in the 50-meter freestyle, earning him the gold.
Your whole life boils down to a moment that could take 20, 40 seconds. How crazy is that?
Later, Dressel and his teammates Ryan Murphy, Michael Andrew, and Zach Apple set a world record in the 4x100-meter medley relay. On the track, Italy's Lamont Marcel Jacobs set a new European record as he won the men's 100-meter, finishing just 0.04 of a second ahead of American Fred Curley. American golfer Xander Schauffele entered the final round with a 1-shot lead, but eventually fell behind, forcing the 27-year-old to make a clutch par putt on the 18th hole to secure the gold medal. And in the Olympic debut of BMX freestyle, the USA's Hannah Roberts is taking home a silver medal. All of this as COVID cases continue to rise in Tokyo, with more than 3,000 new positive cases on Sunday, a 213% increase in just the past week. Mark Remillard, ABC News, New York.
One woman making it her mission to change the statistics and make sure more people are learning to swim. That's next on the Nightbeat. Tonight, the story of a young woman who is making quite a splash after seeing the statistics that 64% of black children have no or low swimming ability. She decided to take action and dive in to make a difference. ABC's Lindsay Davis with her journey.
While the world is watching the fastest swimmers race in Tokyo,
ooh, there we go.
Paulana Lamanier is on Long Island, New York, focusing on swimming and race in an entirely different way.
I am the founder of Black People Will Swim, where we are smashing the racist stereotype that black people don't swim, encouraging our community to face their fears.
I'm right behind you, okay?
Easing fears by sharing her love and knowledge of swimming.
Yes, no kicking, relax, you got this.
My mom knew how to swim thanks to my grandmother, so my mom kind of paved the way and put us in swimming lessons as well.
Once she mastered the fundamentals, she eventually became a swim coach herself.
You know, I've been coaching and teaching tons of people from all different walks of life how to swim. But what really stuck out to me is just not seeing enough black people in the water. We are drowning at higher rates compared to any other race there is.
2 years ago, Paulana came up with an idea to help tackle the problem.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to teach 30 people how to swim, and from there, it just went viral.
Her students are grateful for the potentially life-saving lessons.
I was the stereotype, or I am, because I'm somebody who can't swim. I want the cycle to stop so that I can not pass on that fear.
And go.
For anyone who is scared to learn how to swim, who has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it.
It's a great story right there. Coming up next, could an app on your phone actually help you fall asleep faster and even stay asleep through the night? We'll explain next on the Nightbeat. Technology. It seems we rely on it all day, but did you know it can also help when it's time to go to bed? 12 on Your Side's Marilyn Moritz shows us how adding some tech to your daily routine can help you get a good night's sleep.
Like a lot of moms, it takes time for Erin Ferguson to wind down after a long day of work and taking care of her 2 kids.
I have a meditation app on my phone, and before bed, I'll put in my headphones, meditate, and it really helps me calm down, put an end to the day, and get my body and mind ready for sleep.
And there is evidence that meditation can help you sleep. Research shows using apps like Calm and Headspace can be effective, but experts say you should limit how much time you spend on devices at bedtime.
Just try to keep screens out of your face for at least 30 minutes before bedtime. If you must, you can use the nighttime mode on your phone to reduce your exposure to blue light.
Another tip? White noise, whether from a bedside machine or an app, can help muffle the sounds of neighbors or streets. If you're a numbers person, Consumer Reports says it can help to track your sleep with a fitness tracker or smartwatch. But if you're sleeping next to a pile of work papers or computer, CR says don't.
When it's time to clock out, your work should be out of sight so it can also be out of mind.
If you can at least tuck your work away, then your brain won't be constantly reminded that there's work to be done, and you can rest easy. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
You know, our producer in the back just said that he actually uses one of these apps. Do you guys check one of those out to go to sleep? Does it help you?
Sometimes music.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm a music person, but I'm about that natural sound, especially with the rain coming down.
Right.
I was going to say, when I do use that, I like to go for the soft thunder in the background. And we didn't even plan this, but some folks may hear some of that overnight.
I know, I'm telling you, that stuff makes me oversleep, so it's the best.
Well, I don't think it'll be so rainy by early tomorrow that you'll have a problem getting out of bed, but we'll carry a low-end chance of some thunder showers tonight, higher coverage of rain during the day on Monday. Before we get back into that, a look at high temperatures across the country today. Our high of 97. Look at that, 77 up in NYC. How about that? 101 the high in Las Vegas. Pretty hot again up in the Pacific Northwest. 91 the high today in Portland. Big picture across the country. A frontal boundary draped from portions of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic down through the Deep South and even into a portion of Texas. It's this weak frontal boundary that is going to slowly drop south during the day tomorrow. That'll help keep a chance of some scattered rain in the forecast for us here by Tuesday. It drops a bit farther south, and that's when we'll start to see our rain chances taper off just a bit as we get into Tuesday and the rest of the week. So looking ahead to this work week, it does look like tomorrow is going to be our rainiest day, or our best chance to cash in on a little bit of rain. So we'll take another look at radar here. A lot of that light green you see, some of that is just some radar noise. Some of it is a little bit of light rain, but a lot of it, especially in and around New Braunfels, closer to our radar site, is kind of just some ground clutter or radar noise. There are a couple of lingering thunderstorms, though, north of San Antonio and a portion of Kendall, Blanco, and far southeastern Gillespie County. We've got a swath of heavy rain here, still off to the northeast of Comfort and Bernie. I'll go ahead and pause this for you. So some nice heavy rain here, and also where you see these white lines here, those are some flashes of lightning. So these thunder showers are not severe, but this lightning certainly will light up the sky, especially if you look off to the north, and you'll hear some rumbles of thunder. So again, that will be in the cards overnight tonight. Otherwise, compared to how things look this afternoon and this evening, things are pretty quiet, and that's how they'll stay through the overnight hours. So we'll carry a chance of some thunder showers. Even this Futurecast model, it's got the activity up in Kendall, Blanco, Gillespie County nailed down pretty well, but otherwise it's really overdoing it. It's painting right now a lot more rain out there than what we're actually seeing. Nonetheless, I do think it handles the overnight hours pretty well. So through early tomorrow morning, some lingering isolated showers and non-severe storms will be possible for most of us, though. Just mostly cloudy skies and stuffy as you head out the door in the morning. Check out tomorrow afternoon, though. You can almost kind of see where this model picks up on that weak frontal boundary that will be dropping in from the north. I really like this picture here. So some showers and storms popping up during the heat of the day tomorrow afternoon. I think we could start to see some thunder shower development as early as late morning, right around lunchtime, but certainly as we head into the afternoon, some scattered thunder showers will be possible, very similar to today. Some of these will bounce around, produce those outflow boundaries tomorrow evening. So we'll keep a scattering of rain in the forecast through Monday evening, but then by Tuesday, notice the focus for rain is much farther south, so we may even need to trim Tuesday's rain chance back just a little bit, depending on how models paint pictures for us over the next 24 hours. And of course, our weather team will keep you updated there. Nonetheless, the trend here is that we've got our best chance of some more scattered storms tomorrow, and then rain chances do fall off through the middle and back half of the week. Keep in mind tomorrow, any thunderstorms that develop could be on the strong side. We're not looking at a huge severe weather concern by any means, but we could have a couple of strong storms with some heavy rain, frequent lightning, and also some gusty winds. So keep that in mind during the day on Monday. Thankfully, next couple of days, we should keep our highs in the upper 80s. But as those rain chances drop middle and back half of the week, our highs will quickly jump back closer to where they should be this time of year, in the mid to upper 90s.
Yes,
Guys,
have that Weather Authority app on standby, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks a lot, Katie. 3 new films land in the top 5, but which one takes the crown? Your weekend box office report is next.
My daughter is innocent.
Matt Damon and Stillwater debuted in 5th place with $5.1 million. $6.4 million gave Black Widow 4th place and a domestic total of $167 million. Old fell from 1st to 3rd on ticket sales of $6.76 million.
Indulge me in this game.
The Green Knight, starring Dev Patel, opened in 2nd place, earning $6.78 million.
Lady, leave the monkeys. The monkeys are fine.
A pleasure cruise for Jungle Cruise. The adventure starring Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson easily debuted on top, making off with $34.2 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
What has the new starting center for the Dallas Cowboys learned from one of the greats of the game?
And after getting thrown into the fire last year due to injuries on the offensive line, Terrence Steele from Steele High School is getting ready for his 2nd season of wearing the star. Let's find out what else is on Instant Replay tonight by taking you live to California and our Greg Simmons.
Thank you very much. You know, it's a big jump from that first year to the 2nd year. And also, don't forget, the Texans are in training camp in Houston. We will take you there. Quarterback Tyrod Taylor, is this his team to lead now that Deshaun Watson is very much a question mark? Coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay, live from Oxnard and San Antonio.
More assertiveness, more confidence. Definitely, know the system a lot more.
He's the starting center for the Get-Go this season, right out of the gate. After sharing time last year as a rookie with Joe Looney, now the most important job on the offensive line is good to go for Tyler Biadasz. And the former Cowboys center, Travis Frederick, reached out to him. He will tell us. And after being thrown into the fire as well on the offensive line, after injuries started to mount up, Terrence Steele out of Steele High School is ready to start his 2nd season of Wesley wearing the star. What is different for him this year?
I definitely feel that guys look for me for leadership, and of course, obviously that comes with the quarterback position, and I welcome that role. It also comes with experience in the NFL.
Listen closely to what Tyrod Taylor has to say at the Texas training camp in Houston after he was asked if this is his team to lead, with Deshaun Watson's future and as a Texans uniform very much up in the air, and the Spurs depart for Summer League play in Utah with David Robinson's son on the roster. And also, who wins the final CONCACAF Gold Cup final match between the USA and Mexico? We will show you. Instant Replay is live from California, Texas, and it is next.
All right, Greg, thanks very much.
Stay with us.